Every trike rider thinks 3 wheels means safety and ease, but the truth is more complicated. These 21 secrets reveal what most will never learn until it's too late. From cornering dangers to financial surprises, each lesson could save your ride and your pride. Stick with me because the last secret might be the one that changes everything. Number 21. Cornering can flip you. Every seasoned rider eventually learns that 3 wheels bring unique challenges, and one of the most dangerous is how a trike behaves in a sharp bend. Unlike a motorcycle that leans gracefully into a curve, a trike stays rigid and upright, forcing the rider to fight the physics of lateral force. When a corner is entered too aggressively, the outside wheel can lift, creating a terrifying moment where balance disappears. Many first-time riders believe 3 wheels mean absolute stability, but that assumption is a costly mistake. Proper cornering requires lowering speed before entry, leaning your torso inward, and pressing firmly with the outside foot to anchor yourself. Training courses emphasize these methods, yet plenty of riders ignore them until they experience a near roll. The secret is respecting momentum, smooth inputs, measured throttle, and never muscling through beyond your comfort zone. Master this, and your trike becomes a trustworthy companion. Fail, and corners will remain your silent enemy. Now let us glide toward another truth every trike enthusiast must uncover. Number 20. Oversteer is common. Lean into this lesson carefully because oversteer is one of the earliest surprises awaiting any new trike rider. On a traditional 2-wheeled motorcycle, your body naturally compensates for steering inputs through counterbalance and lean. With 3 wheels planted firmly on the ground, that natural correction disappears, and many riders unconsciously tug the bars harder than necessary. This exaggerated steering causes the front tire to carve too sharply, producing jerky, unsettling movements. Instead of smooth arcs, the machine lurches, forcing constant micro-corrections that drain both confidence and stamina. The secret is subtlety: small pushes, gradual arcs, and steady pressure rather than sudden yanks. Practicing in a wide parking lot teaches the rhythm far better than learning the hard way in traffic. Veteran trike owners often describe it as steering with the shoulders and torso rather than just the wrists. Once that muscle memory sets in, long rides feel easier, straighter, and more natural. Respect this quirk, because the next secret builds directly upon it, teaching why weight placement magnifies everything you do. Number 19. Weight balance rules. Picture a trike loaded for a long weekend ride, bags strapped across the rear, cooler bungeed to one side, maybe a passenger leaning back with arms folded. Now imagine how unevenly that weight pulls the machine. On 3 wheels, balance is not about staying upright. It is about distributing mass so every tire grips the road equally. Shift too much cargo to the left, and turns in that direction become shaky. Stack everything high in the rear, and sudden braking feels like wrestling a runaway wagon. Experienced riders know to spread gear evenly, keeping heavy items low and central. Even tire pressures need matching attention, because a few pounds off on one wheel exaggerates imbalance. The lesson is simple but often ignored. Proper packing equals proper control. Think of it as giving your trike the same discipline a pilot gives an aircraft before takeoff. Once the weight is managed, cornering steadies, braking sharpens, and fatigue lessens. Pay attention here, because the very next secret reveals how even one front tire suffers more stress than you might ever expect. If these hidden truths are opening your eyes, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment with your own trike lessons. Stick around, because the deeper we go, the more powerful the secrets become, and you will not want out. Number 18. Front tire burns fast. Few riders expect the front tire of a trike to wear quicker than the rear pair, yet this is one of the most consistent realities. Unlike a motorcycle that shares the steering load with leaning dynamics, a trike's single front tire shoulders every ounce of directional force. Every corner, every swerve, every correction funnels stress directly into that rubber contact patch. The result is accelerated tread loss, sometimes shocking new owners who assumed 3 wheels meant longer life. What adds insult is that many riders overlook routine inspection until vibration or noise becomes obvious. To stay ahead, check tread depth frequently, rotate when possible, and maintain exact pressure. Being off by even 2 or 3 pounds per square inch changes the entire wear pattern. Choosing the correct compound also matters, because softer blends grip better but vanish faster. Treat that front tire as the lifeline it is, not an afterthought. When you understand this truth, you start respecting preventative care. Keep listening, because the next secret dives directly into why suspension quality determines whether your ride feels punishing or perfectly composed. Secrets keep you sharp, but gear keeps you safe. Upgrade wisely. Helmets, gloves, and gears. Affiliate link in the description. Number 17. Suspension saves lives. Imagine blasting down a country road, the sun at your back, when suddenly the pavement erupts into potholes and uneven ridges. On a two-wheeled motorcycle, the natural lean and lighter frame soften the punishment. On a trike, there is no lean, no quick escape, and the full shock slams through every joint and bolt. This is why suspension is not just a matter of comfort, it is survival. Factory setups are often tuned to budget, not to real-world abuse. So many riders experience jarring impacts that compromise control. Upgrading shocks, fine-tuning preload, and inspecting bushings regularly can mean the difference between gliding smoothly and being bounced into danger. Good suspension keeps tires planted, steering predictable, and braking effective, especially when carrying heavy loads or a passenger. Neglect this system, and every mile chews at your body and machine alike. Riders who take suspension seriously discover their endurance doubles. Carry this knowledge forward, because the next secret warns about another system under constant assault: the brakes that wear quicker than many ever believed possible. Number 16. Reverse gear is gold. Picture yourself backing out of a gravel driveway, the trike fully loaded with luggage, passenger, and fuel. Without reverse gear, that simple act transforms into a sweaty struggle, legs straining as hundreds of pounds resist every push. Unlike a lightweight two-wheeled motorcycle that can often be walked backward with some effort, a trike is bulkier, heavier, and far less forgiving. This is why reverse gear feels like striking gold the moment you use it. With one push of a button or gentle clutch release, the machine eases backwards smoothly, sparing your knees and saving your pride. Veterans say reverse gear prevents accidents as well, because forcing a heavy trike can cause slips, drops, or even strained backs. It also empowers older riders to keep enjoying independence instead of relying on others to maneuver their machines. What may appear as a small feature truly reshapes the ownership experience. Keep this in mind as we roll forward, because the next secret reveals why brake systems wear faster than expected and demand vigilance most riders underestimate. Number 15. Brakes wear quicker. Think of the enormous weight a trike carries every mile: rider, passenger, luggage, and the machine itself pressing down on 3 wide contact patches. All that mass has to stop somehow, and it is the brake system that pays the price. Unlike a motorcycle where engine braking and lean angles help slow momentum, a trike relies heavily on discs and pads at every wheel. This constant strain causes faster wear than many expect. Riders who assume pads will last as long as their two-wheeled machines often find themselves replacing components in half the time. Heat buildup is another enemy, because with more surface to slow, rotors can warp under repeated hard stops. The smart rider inspects pads frequently, flushes brake fluid on schedule, and never skimps on quality replacements. Skipping maintenance leads to squeals, fade, and dangerous stopping distances. Respecting your brakes is not optional, it is survival on 3 wheels. Keep this warning sharp in your mind, because the next secret reveals how something as simple as tire pressure can transform the entire handling personality of a trike. Number 14. Tire pressure is critical. On a trike, 3 tires carry different roles, and each depends on precise inflation to deliver safety. The single front tire handles steering forces, while the 2 rear tires shoulder propulsion and stability. When pressure is even a few pounds per square inch too low or too high, the entire machine feels unpredictable. Underinflation drags down fuel economy, makes steering heavy, and builds excess heat that can shred rubber unexpectedly. Overinflation stiffens the ride, reduces traction, and exaggerates every bump in the road. Unlike cars, where minor changes may go unnoticed, trikes magnify those flaws immediately. Experienced riders check pressures before every long ride, using accurate digital gauges rather than trusting cheap tools. Seasonal changes matter too. Cold mornings can drop readings several pounds per square inch, while hot afternoons push them upward. Maintaining the correct specification preserves tread life, ensures balanced cornering, and keeps braking distances consistent. Treat tire pressure as seriously as fuel or oil. Hold this knowledge firmly, because the next secret explains why windshields and aerodynamics steal more power than most riders realize until too late. Number 13. Windshield eats power. Ride into a stiff headwind with a tall windshield bolted to the frame, and you will feel your trike straining harder than usual. Aerodynamics matter enormously, because a three-wheeled machine already pushes more air than a sleek motorcycle. Add a large shield, and suddenly the engine works overtime just to maintain cruising speed. Riders often install oversized windshields for comfort, forgetting the hidden cost in fuel economy and horsepower. Tests show that tall, wide screens can sap several miles per gallon and shave noticeable acceleration, especially when loaded with a passenger and gear. The effect grows at highway speeds above 60 miles per hour, when wind resistance multiplies like a wall. Choosing the right size becomes an art, tall enough to deflect bugs and fatigue, short enough to allow air to flow cleanly over the top. Adjustable shields solve part of the problem, letting you adapt to conditions on the fly. Think of aerodynamics as a silent thief stealing performance. Keep this realization fresh, because the next secret reveals how strong crosswinds drain energy from riders in ways most never anticipate. Number 12. Crosswinds drain you. Out on open highways or windswept plains, nothing unsettles a trike rider faster than relentless side gusts. Unlike a motorcycle that leans into wind naturally, a three-wheeled rig has no graceful lean to cancel pressure. Instead, the rider becomes the stabilizer, bracing shoulders, arms, and core against invisible forces hour after hour. Even moderate crosswinds at 40 or 50 miles per hour can wear a rider down, creating exhaustion faster than expected. The machine may not tip easily, but constant correction turns long rides into endurance battles. Fatigue sneaks in quietly, first in the wrists, then in the back, eventually clouding judgment. Seasoned trike owners learn to fight smarter, not harder. They adjust posture, loosen their grip, and let the machine flex slightly with the wind rather than resisting every push. Taking more frequent breaks and anticipating exposed stretches of road also reduces strain. Crosswinds will always be part of the journey, but awareness transforms them from a punishing foe into a manageable challenge. Carry this truth onward, because the following secret examines how insurance surprises many riders in ways rarely discussed up front. Number 11. Insurance can surprise. Plenty of riders believe insuring a trike is the same as insuring a motorcycle, yet the truth proves far more complicated. Insurance companies often classify three-wheelers in ways that vary from state to state and even between providers. Some firms treat them like traditional motorcycles, offering similar rates, while others categorize them closer to small cars, leading to unexpected premiums. For older riders on fixed incomes, that difference can hit harder than expected. Factors such as engine size, overall weight, and whether the trike is factory-built or a conversion kit all influence the quote. Safety features like anti-lock braking systems or stability control sometimes lower costs, but claims, histories, and repair estimates push them higher. Replacement parts for trikes can be scarce, which drives insurers to increase payouts and adjust rates accordingly. The lesson is never assume. Always shop multiple providers and read every policy detail before signing. Knowing where you stand saves frustration later. Let this reminder sink in, because the very next secret uncovers why many mechanics turn away trike owners when help is needed most. Number 10. Mechanics avoid trikes. Walk into a typical motorcycle repair shop and mention you ride a trike. and you might notice hesitation in the mechanic's eyes. Many shops simply are not equipped or trained to handle the unique design of three-wheelers. Standard lifts often cannot accommodate the wide rear axle, and technicians unfamiliar with Trike-specific suspension or electrical layouts may refuse the job altogether. Even if they accept the work, labor hours climb quickly because parts are less accessible and diagrams differ from traditional motorcycles. Owners who rely solely on dealerships sometimes face long wait times or higher rates since fewer trained specialists exist. This reality pushes many trike riders to learn essential maintenance themselves, from fluid changes to brake inspections. Carrying a proper toolkit on the road is not just convenience. It becomes a necessity when traveling far from major cities. Understanding that some mechanics will say no prevents frustration. Instead, preparation becomes your ally. Keep this truth close, because the next secret highlights how depreciation and resale value punish trike owners who ignore documentation and careful upkeep. Number 9. Resale drops hard. When it comes time to sell a trike, many owners experience sticker shock in reverse. Machines that cost tens of thousands new often lose value quicker than expected, sometimes more aggressively than comparable two-wheel motorcycles. Buyers in the used market tend to be cautious, worrying about how hard the machine was ridden, whether maintenance was documented, and how unique modifications may affect reliability. Trikes occupy a smaller niche, so demand never reaches the same level as popular motorcycles or cars. This limited audience drives resale prices down, and without meticulous records, even well-kept trikes struggle to command fair value. Dealers often offer low trade-in numbers because they know moving a used trike takes longer, and private buyers negotiate hard. The smart rider combats this by keeping every receipt, maintaining detailed logs, and preserving factory parts. A clean file proves the machine was respected, protecting your investment when it is time to upgrade. Keep this financial reality clear in mind, because the next secret explains why extended warranties, often dismissed as gimmicks, can actually return every dollar spent. Number 8. Warranty actually pays. Plenty of riders roll their eyes when a dealer pitches an extended warranty, assuming it is just another upsell to pad profits. Yet with trikes, those extra years of coverage often turn into genuine lifesavers. Three-wheel machines carry more weight, more electronics, and more complex drivetrains than standard motorcycles. Repairs can easily climb into the thousands, especially when electrical modules or transmission components fail outside the factory period. A well-chosen warranty shifts those bills away from your pocket and onto the provider, protecting both your savings and your sanity. The key is reading the fine print. Make sure coverage includes electronics, suspension, and drive components, not just the engine. Riders who travel long distances swear by the peace of mind, knowing a roadside breakdown will not become a financial crisis. Even a single covered repair can repay the cost of the plan several times over. Do not dismiss this safeguard lightly. Hold on to this lesson firmly, because the following secret points out a daily challenge: finding parking spaces wide enough for three wheels without inviting trouble. Number 7. Parking space matters. Slide a trike into a crowded lot and you will quickly realize how much real estate three wheels demand. Unlike a slim motorcycle that slips neatly into tight spaces or between compact cars, a trike takes up nearly the width of a small automobile. Riders who assume motorcycle-only parking will fit soon discover awkward angles, scratched fenders, or angry looks from neighbors. On city streets, parallel parking becomes an art, and in older lots with narrow lines, options shrink drastically. Smart owners scout wide spaces, end roads, or spots with curbs where one side can overhang without blocking traffic. Some even carry folding cones or flags to discourage careless drivers from squeezing too close. The challenge grows when traveling with a group, because finding multiple suitable spaces can take patience. Accepting this limitation early spares frustration later, and it keeps your investments safe from unnecessary dings. Prepare for the bulk, plan ahead. and you will park with confidence. Remember this practical wisdom, because the next secret turns attention toward the way trikes should be driven, more like cars than motorcycles. You have stayed this far, which means you care about riding smarter and safer. Now is the time to subscribe. That way, every new breakdown of hidden trike secrets lands directly in your feed. Do not miss the knowledge that protects your ride, your wallet, and your pride. Number 6. Drive it like a car. Step onto a trike expecting it to behave like a motorcycle, and frustration soon follows. A trike does not lean into turns, does not countersteer in the traditional way, and does not weave effortlessly through traffic like two wheels. Instead, it responds much closer to a compact automobile, where deliberate steering, smooth throttle, and measured braking create stability. Trying to muscle it with motorcycle instincts only leads to overcorrection, jerky movement, and fatigue. Treating the handlebars more like a steering wheel allows you to carve steady arcs instead of fighting every corner. Riders who embrace this mindset adapt faster, enjoying long rides without soreness or strain. Approaching the trike as a hybrid between motorcycle freedom and automobile control makes every mile less stressful. The reward is confidence, because mastering car-like steering transforms handling from awkward to natural. Remember, acceptance is power, and the machine rewards calm, precise input. Keep that perspective sharp, because the next secret reveals how true comfort depends not on horsepower, but on the throne you sit upon for hours. Number 5. Comfort beats horsepower. Every rider dreams of raw power, but trike ownership teaches a humbling lesson. Long hours in the saddle prove that comfort outlasts speed every single time. Horsepower may thrill during short bursts, yet on a cross-country haul, an aching back, sore shoulders, or cramped legs erase every smile. True satisfaction comes from a supportive seat, ergonomic bars, and well-placed foot controls that allow natural posture. Riders who invest in upgraded saddles, backrests, or custom padding often report their endurance doubling, while those chasing extra torque without addressing ergonomics quickly regret the oversight. Comfort also extends to suspension tuning, wind protection, and vibration control, all of which determine how fresh you feel after hundreds of miles. When the body is relaxed, the mind stays sharp, and sharp minds make safe decisions. Speed fades into memory, but comfort defines whether you ride again tomorrow. Let this sink in deeply, because the following secret cuts into daily traffic reality. Lane splitting vanishes on 3 wheels, and adapting means reshaping the way you move through crowded roads. Number 4. No lane splitting. Traffic jams reveal one of the harshest truths about trike ownership. The privilege of sliding between lanes vanishes the moment you add that extra wheel. Motorcycles weave gracefully through stalled cars, saving precious minutes. But a trike's broad stance locks you firmly into the same rhythm as every automobile around you. Impatient riders sometimes attempt risky squeezes, but the width leaves little forgiveness. Mirrors scrape, tempers flare, and the danger outweighs any gain. Accepting this reality early changes your riding strategy. Instead of banking on shortcuts, trike riders must plan routes with wider roads, consider alternate timings, or embrace the patience of steady cruising. Some find unexpected peace in this slower pace, using the downtime to relax rather than battle traffic. The key is adjusting expectations. 3 wheels mean more presence, more stability, but less maneuvering freedom. Respecting that limitation prevents frustration and keeps every ride safer. Carry this awareness forward, because the next secret digs into a mechanical truth that surprises many. Trikes generate more heat, and managing that heat becomes critical for longevity. Number 3. Heat is the enemy. Feel the warmth rising from a trike after hours on the highway, and you will understand why heat is considered the silent destroyer. Unlike a slim motorcycle that allows generous airflow around its engine, a trike traps more warmth beneath bodywork and between wide rear tires. That trapped temperature punishes oil, scorches wiring, and stresses cooling systems. On hot summer days, especially in stop-and-go traffic, gauges can climb frighteningly fast, leaving the rider with few options beyond shutting down. Overheating shortens engine life, warps components, and erodes reliability. The wise rider takes preventative steps: synthetic oils for higher tolerance, upgraded radiators or fans for better circulation, and strategic riding habits such as avoiding extended idling. Heat also affects riders directly, baking legs and draining stamina until concentration fades. Hydration, breathable gear, and scheduled breaks counter this exhaustion. Remember that conquering heat is not just about preserving the machine, it safeguards the person guiding it. Hold this fact close, because the next secret moves downward, showing why sturdy boots matter more on 3 wheels than many ever imagine. Number 2. Boots matter more. Strap into a trike and you will quickly discover vibrations travel differently than on 2 wheels. With no leaning motion to disperse the constant rumble, every pulse courses up through the floorboards and into your legs. Cheap footwear leaves ankles aching and knees buzzing after only a few miles. Proper riding boots transform that experience entirely. Thick soles absorb shock, reinforced uppers stabilize joints, and weatherproof materials shield against sudden storms. Unlike sneakers or casual shoes, quality boots protect against hot exhaust pipes, stray gravel, and unexpected tip-over moments when footing matters most. They also add grip at fuel stations or parking lots slick with rain or oil. Trike veterans often say boots extend endurance as much as any seat cushion or handlebar adjustment. Comfort in your feet translates upward, keeping posture aligned and fatigue at bay. Investing once saves pain for years, making boots as critical as helmets. Keep this truth locked in, because the final secret arrives with weight. Confidence takes time, miles, and humility before mastery finally settles in. Number 1. Confidence takes miles. Every trike rider begins with a mix of excitement and uncertainty, gripping the bars tighter than needed and second-guessing every movement. Unlike 2 wheels, where balance becomes instinctive, 3 wheels demand new habits that cannot be rushed. The steering feels heavy at first, the corners awkward, and the braking distances longer than expected. Many beginners mistake early rides for mastery, only to find themselves overwhelmed in crosswinds, traffic, or sudden downhills. True confidence arrives slowly, earned through repetition across varied roads and weather. Each mile teaches lessons no classroom can provide: when to brake earlier, how to shift weight in a curve, and how to relax instead of wrestle the machine. Veterans know there is no shortcut. 1,000 miles logged in different conditions shapes instinct better than any quick tutorial. Patience builds trust, and trust becomes confidence. Respect the process, because rushing leads to mistakes. Remember, the trike rewards steady dedication. With time, what once felt intimidating transforms into natural flow, and every mile ahead promises freedom rather than fear. You have now unlocked the 21 secrets most riders never discover until it costs them money, safety, or pride. But knowledge only works if you keep building on it. Subscribe right now so you never miss the next breakdown of truths that protect your ride and sharpen your confidence. Smash that like button, share this with every rider in your circle, and drop a comment telling which secret hit you hardest. Remember, 3 wheels carry freedom and risk in equal measure. Staying informed tips the balance your way. Ride smart, ride strong, and I'll see you on the road.